sausages here in a wide pan, and I've got 1/4 cup of water in there. To that, I'm gonna add some olive oil, and the reason for the water combination with the oil is as the water comes up to a boil and starts cooking off and drying up, the sausages will fully cook all the way through. It just so happens these are bratwurst. I just love brats. I love brats. Anyhow, use your favorite sausage. I'm going to turn my heat down to medium. I already gave them a little flip. They're medium low, and I want these to fully cook all the way through. If you have a lid, you can certainly put a lid on there. It will help things cook faster. It's been about 4 minutes or so. The water has all dried up. We're left with the fat, which is the olive oil that we started with. They're nice, they're getting nice and firm, which means they're cooking all the way through. All we need to do now is to brown them, and in browning them we will develop flavor on the bottom of the pan there. Now, yes, you are correct. There is nothing Caribbean about this recipe. I did not grow up eating this, but this, over the years, have become a summertime favorite for me and my daughters. Usually I do this outside on the grill, on the side burner, or on the grill itself, but I'm just showing you all who do not own a grill, you can do it inside. Now the other way you can do this is in the oven as well, but that's a different recipe altogether. We'll get to that another time. All I want to do now is brown these up, and after they've browned up and fully cooked all the way through, maybe 90% cooked because they're going to be added back to the pan in a while, we're going to take them out, allow them to cool, and then we'll chop them up into pieces. I've got some nice color on them, so I'm just going to take it out. If you want to go more for a more crust, for a more darker crust, you can do that. I'm cool with what I'm seeing here, so I have it in a bowl here. I'm just going to set that aside. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. Now here's where you can become creative with the sort of vegetable or other elements that you add to the pot. Onion, an assortment of bell pepper or sweet pepper, whatever you have. You know, here's where you can become creative. If you like mushrooms, if you like zucchini, broccoli, or anything you have desire, you can put in here. I'm going to turn my heat up just a little bit, so medium low. It was on low there for a second. I'm going to turn it up just a tad bit. In goes some fresh ground black pepper. And you won't see me adding any Scotch bonnet or anything in here, but if you want it spicy, by all means, you can toss in some spicy pepper in there. I'm holding back on the spicy sort of things at the moment because, you know, kids can eat this, you know. And I also have a version where I make it with eggs in there as well, so it becomes a totally breakfast dish. You can do breakfast, lunch, breakfast for dinner, whatever it is, you know what I mean. I also have a version where I add fingerling potatoes in the mix there as well too. So it's all kind of niceness that happens sometimes, yeah. I'm gonna add some garlic in there, followed by some sea salt. So it'll only take a few minutes to soften up and bring in all those flavors. We got that garlic, that thyme in there. If you want to put some rosemary, I mean to say, it's all up to you what you want to add. At this point is where I'm going to go back in now with the sausages that we pre-cooked there. Juices and everything, because if you notice there's still a little bit of pink. So what I want to do is cook that out. So I'm going to turn my heat back up to medium. I've got a bit of maple syrup that I want to add in there. And that was pure maple syrup. I also like adding a bit of honey. Just drizzle on some honey in there just to sweeten things up a bit. Just gonna scrape that down in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is some honey I had from the Zambezi in Africa. Yeah, some jungle honey I just put in there. Let's look at that niceness here. I'm just going to crank up the heat because I really want to make sure we cook out the sausages really good. Let's give that a stir because I want it coated in that honey and maple syrup. Again, pure maple syrup, not the sugar water brown thing we get in that bottle for pancakes. No, pure maple syrup. We're in Canada, yeah? And the final thing I like going in with there is some scallion. Yeah, you know, you got to finish it up with the greenery. If all you have is parsley, yo, rub that parsley. We're just gonna give that a stir. I'm gonna give this another minute. And while not a Caribbean recipe, a great weeknight recipe, especially during the summer days, you know, you're outside and you want something quick. Yeah, you know, it while filming here, it doesn't seem quick, but it is a really quick and tasty recipe to put together. Again, if you like heat, you can certainly drop some Scotch bonnet or, yo, do your thing. Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I'm really trying to tell people the email address, then Butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pod. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. And the last thing I like doing, just a bit more of a fresh ground black pepper. Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. I do hope you guys get the opportunity to give this sausage with peppers recipe. Remember, you can personalize this. You can add mushrooms, zucchini, yo, just about anything you guys like, yeah? What's up, soldiers? Don't forget to click subscribe. If you've already clicked subscribe, hit that bell notification thing. I want to all you missing out on the new videos, man. Come on, click.